Howdy, y'all. My name is Price, and I'm coming at you with something brand new on a Saturday. Today we are playing Big Pharma. This game, it's currently in beta, and if you go over to their website, you can actually pre-order the game, and if you pre-order the game, you get access to the beta. So what we are playing is the beta build, and holy crap, guys, this game is awesome. It reminds me, it's kind of like, it's a little bit like Factorio. You know, you build up all these belts and machines and things like that to process things together, but your goal is you're the pharmaceutical company, and you're trying to, well, essentially you're trying to get a whole bunch of profit, right? Or, you know, something to that effect. But your goal is to make increasingly better pharmaceuticals, drugs, all kinds of things in order to get more profit. And so you're taking all these materials, you're doing research, you're doing all these kinds of processing in order to make them better and better and better and better. It's super cool, and it's also one of those kinds of games, much like Factorio, where, you know, you start to play it, and then about 30 to 40 minutes in, you start to go cross-eyed as you start to try and figure out how to do each of these things. But I'm really enjoying it quite a lot. I just started playing it. I've played for probably a total of maybe an hour or something like that, so I can get the hang of it. But I thought that I would record this for you guys so you could see what the game is like. Oh, it didn't keep my tutorial progress when I quit. Interesting. It might not have a save feature at the moment. Well, let me check the load. Is my save? Yeah, okay, so my game is saved here. But it didn't keep my tutorial progress, but it doesn't matter. I completed all these tutorials so I can understand how to play the game. We're going to start up a new match, and then we'll see, you guys can get to see what the game is like. So you can see there it said our goal was that within 10 years we want to gain a total of $1 million. And so right now we got to pick our chief executive officer and name our company. All right, so first we're going to name our company. It's going to be Stumpt Pharmaceuticals. I believe that's how you spell pharmaceuticals. I'm not positive off the top of my head. Who do we want to run our show? We got Leonard, we got Jenny, we got Chan, we got Sasha, we got Orion, we got Penny, we got Barkley, we got Tess. I think Tess looks like she could run a company. She looks like she's a pretty stand-up, smart CEO. You know, we see a lot of people in lab coats, but you don't necessarily want someone in a lab coat running the company, right? They might not know the business side of things. This guy, he's got like Crocs on. I'm not feeling that, all right? Not to judge, all right? Wear what you want, wear what makes you feel good, but we're going with the lady in the power suit, all right? That's how we're going. All right, Stumpt Pharmaceuticals. So, first things first, I'm going to pause the game. And so what you can see here is we have all these different plots. The game randomly generates your levels. It randomly generates the ingredients you start with, the cures that you can make. So you can't really plan on specific things. You just kind of have to go with what the game allows. So in this first plot that we've got 3 input outputs. So these can be either an export for products or it can be an input. So that's up to you depending on what you need. Let's look at what ingredients we currently have. We have anhydrous silica ore, which can cause headaches and starts out causing headaches, but is also an antihistamine if you get it to the right point. And then we have purified jack ear concentration, which causes dry mouth, but also treats diabetes. So we definitely want to pay attention to those. It looks like the diabetes one is a little bit more profitable, which we will go check in the cures side. So we know that we can make antihistamines, and we know that we can make diabetes treatments. And as you can see here, treats diabetes has 109%. So that means it's in higher demand. So if let's close our objective here. So as you can see, our objective is to gain total revenue of $1 million before the 1st of January 25. Let's see. Complete it within, okay, so then we have different ranks here. So if we beat it within this amount of time, we get master, expert, standard, etc. Okay, so right now we can see that our diabetes treatment has 109% demand, whereas the antihistamine treatment only has 85% demand. You can see it kind of goes up and down. So antihistamine, this is going to be cyclical, right? Because it has to do with allergies. So you can see that it goes up during those allergy months. Whereas diabetes, that's something you've got all the time. So if we look at diabetes, that looks like it has a pretty standard demand. As we produce the products, we're going to be decreasing demand because we're going to be providing for it, right? We're going to be providing supply. So we can expect our profit to, drop a little bit, but probably not too much. Okay, so then we have this whole thing about upgrading. We're not going to worry about that right now. Main thing we're going to try and do first is to create this diabetes cure or product, and we're going to try and make the simplest one we can. We're not going to do too much to try and improve it because we'll want to get better machines in order to do that. So let's go ahead, and we know that we need what the product is this one. Okay, the purified jack concentration. And actually, if I go back to the production tab, I actually want to have it come out of here. So we'll say we'll import our Jack Ear concentration, and we will pull that out on a belt. Let's zoom in a little bit so we can see a little bit better. Okay, so what we're going to get coming out of there is something that we're going to want to reduce the concentration of. So as you can see, we have these meters here, and we're at a concentration level of 6. So imagine there's a line that just goes straight down from that 6 and is hitting these different points, okay? So this green stuff, this treats diabetes, that's the good stuff. That's what we want. So we need to get it down to somewhere between 1 and 5. You can see that says active range 1 to 5 concentration. So we want to reduce the concentration of this. If we were to reduce the concentration all the way down to 1, we would have a diabetes treatment that also has no side effects. But that's also going to cost us a lot of money. So you'll see how that works. So let's reduce the concentration. We have this evaporator, which can increase concentration, or a dissolver, which can decrease concentration. So obviously that's the one we want because we want to decrease our concentration. So let's go ahead and let's do that. I like doing it this way. So once we start this up, we're going to see that we're going to get some of the ingredient on the belt. It's going to go into this evaporator, or this dissolver, and you'll see that it brings the concentration level down. Let's pause again. So now we've got our diabetes treatment, but it's not done yet because we have to process it into something usable. What do? We create a pill printer. So this is what we're going to use right here. It's this pill printer. And actually, now that I'm looking at the layout of this place, I think what I'm going to actually do is we're going to lift this up. We're going to move them around a little bit. Do it like this. So go in the belt there, and then we'll have it come out. And because of some previous knowledge that I have, we're actually going to create 2 pill printers, because pill printers take double time. They take 2 ticks, essentially, to produce. So what we're going to do is we're going to create 2 of those side by side, and then we're going to export those here. So what we should get now, let's hit play. Let's watch the process go through. So we got our ingredients going into the dissolver. Cost us 10 money per tick there. So every time you use the machines, it costs you some money. And as you can see now on the belts, our ingredients are spreading out because it takes so long in the pill producer. But now we've got our pill. So now I click this, and we have our Stumpt diabetes reducer. And I'm just going to call this basic because we haven't done anything to it, but we might make a better version of this later on. Okay, so we've got our first product. That's going through, and now we should start seeing some profit come in, or at least reduction in our net losses. Cool, so we've got 21 in profit, 50 in profit. Great. Now, let's talk about some other stuff. Let's do some research. Let me pause real quick again, just so I don't worry too much. Actually, no, we'll let it run. We're in profit mode, so that's fine. Okay, so here's the tech tree. As you can see, we have these different machines here. And the first thing that I want to grab are this agglomerator and this ionizer. These things give you the ability to greatly increase or greatly decrease things. So you can see that they reduce or increase concentration by 3 rather than 1. So we're going to hire 1 scientist, and we're going to start working on, we're going to go for the ionizer to start with. And that's going to take 3 months to finish. So that's going to be a while. The other thing that we could do is we could buy another scientist, or we could go into the ingredients tab and we could hire an explorer to go and find us some new ingredients. Now, if you get new ingredients, obviously that opens up a whole new range of ingredients. So, and then thus it gives you different cures, treatments, and all that kind of stuff that you can make. So I think we're going to actually hire one of them, and we're going to start getting the spotted nipple wart. What a great name. And we'll see what this thing gives us. Let's see, it says ingredients applications within digestion medications. Oh, so what I could have done, I didn't even think about that. I could have gone and looked at the cures and see what's in demand. Well, acid reflux is in demand, and that has to do with digestion, so maybe we picked the right thing. So we'll see how that works. So let's go ahead and do some time traveling. And at this moment, you know what I might do? Let's see how long it's going to take us. Yeah, it's going to take us a little while. I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm actually going to stop the recording here, and then I'll come back once our research is done, because this kind of stuff does take a while, and there's a little bit of a wait in between. So I will see you guys in just a second. All right, and we're back. Our research just finished, so now we have this raw Fortis concentration, which can calm acid reflux. Perfect. That's exactly what we want, because if we go look at what our potential cures are, we saw that calms acid reflux is definitely a beneficial one, and we even have this alleviate stomach ulcers thing. Our research also finished, and because we were a little bit ahead on that, what you'll see is that we actually have this little thing ticking up here, which is this will... if you let this meter fill, so essentially while your scientists are idle, they're doing basic research, which turns into these upgrade points. So we can actually upgrade our different machines. And so what you'll see here is if I were to upgrade this, it would reduce the cost of using this machine. That's a pretty valuable thing, especially as we get further into this game. Okay, so we got the ionizer, got the dissolver. I'm going to start getting the agglomerator as well. But I think what we're going to focus on next is we're going to make that acid reflux cure. But we're going to need a new space in order to be able to do that, right? We need some more space. So we starts at 20, and so I think if we get it down just one level, we'll be fine. And so I might actually do that, just one level, rather than 3, which would take it into this range, which might be... well, we'll talk about that later, about the optimal range, but we'll just bring it down to the 1, and that might be perfect. So let's go ahead back to our production room. Let's buy ourselves a new slot here, and let's go ahead and make that machine. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab our ingredients from here, which are this raw Fortis concentration. And I think I left... Let me look at my ingredients page. Yeah, I don't have my Explorer doing anything at the moment because these all cost more than one Explorer, but he's going to also be doing the same thing where he's going to be building up upgrade tokens, and thus we're going to be able to upgrade these, which essentially reduces their ingredient costs, which is great because that means more profit for us, right? So let's build this thing in paused mode first. So what we need to do is reduce... Let's click on this. We need to reduce the concentration by 1. So let's grab a basic. Let's grab a dissolver. And I think I'll do it this way because I just need to bring it down 1, then we'll put it into a pill machine or 2 and then send it out. Sounds good to me. So let's take 2 pill printers. Now building it like I am here, where I'm just like doing it ahead of time and not like letting the machines build up and whatnot, is a bit dangerous because you might make mistakes and then you're like, oh no, now I spent all this money and it's not even doing anything. But I think we should be fine because it's just some basic math, right? So come through here, we're common acid reflux, and now we're going to go make some pills, and we're going to be churning out some profit, I think. Let's get ready for our Stumpt Tummy Derumbler 3.0. All right. Why 3.0? It makes people think that we've been working on this for a while and that we didn't just randomly make it and throw it together. All right. Okay. See some profit coming through? Yeah. All right. We're in green again. So that's nice because we did increase our costs when we got those researchers and our explorer. Let's go check on our ingredient points. All right. We're about 50% through there. And let's go look at cures again. What is currently good? Yeah, our acid reflux is great. Our diabetes is great. The antihistamine we could get, but as you see, again, like I said, it's on that cycle thing where it's going to go up and down, up and down, up and down. Don't know that I love the idea of working on that one. This alleviates stomach ulcers thing is something we might want to look into. So we're going to let our basic stuff keep running right now. But something for us to look into would be if we look at this calms acid reflux, we see that with an evaporator and at 16 to 18 concentration, we could actually create an alleviate stomach ulcers upgrade. It would essentially mutate or transform this product. We have brought it down to 19, but if I were to switch this into that... what was that machine? I should have thought of this ahead of time. See, this is why you don't just go ahead and jump in. If I switch this to an ionizer, then what can happen is we can have half of our pills go to this, our basic one that we just created, right? Have the other half come off and start going in to be that acid reflux thing. So I think maybe we'll do that. So we might need this ionizer later. I'm going to just leave it over in the corner. We're also probably going to need this guy. They only cost money when they're actually being used, so that's fine. So let us then grab the ionizer. Okay. So it comes out that way, which is a little weird. But if we... All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to lose a lot of money here, y'all. It happens. All in the name of profit. Okay, ionizer. Boom. Let's, we want to bring it out this way. Because what we're going to do then is we want it to split off this way. And also, well, I didn't get rid of that. Why would I get rid of that? Jerks. But we also want it to go in there, right? So that should be fine, but this is gonna have the side effect probably, right? Let me look. If we look at the ingredient. No, it should be 1, 2, 3. It should be right in that perfect zone right there. So that'll be good. And then this comes off and now we can use this part. Actually don't need that at the moment. So let us then, that'll come out. And then what did it say that we need to run it through in order to upgrade it? We need to run it through an evaporator. So once it comes through there, we then need to evaporate it. So let's do that. And then from there, we're just gonna have to see what comes out next. So let us run our machines. We're gonna be down in profit again, and that's fine. Actually, we're not too bad. Oh, that's because we had some pills left on the belt, that's why. Okay. So we got one goes through there, the other should come through here. Pause. Okay. So now we need to reduce the concentration. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We need to reduce it twice via ionizer. So this is going to be an expensive one. As a matter of fact, I'm going to just go ahead and delete this dissolver just to get us a little bit of our money back. And these bigger machines, they cost a lot more, but at the same time, they produce better yielding drugs. So we'll see how this works out. So let's let this run. We're not doing too well profit-wise, but let's see what products we get coming through here. So that's down to that, and then if it goes through here, perfect. It is alleviating stomach ulcers, but it is causing fatigue, which is too bad, but there's not much we can do about that at the moment. So we're just gonna go ahead, we're gonna take our pill creator that we already have, pill printer, and then export that, and we'll see how that goes. Oh, and we need to rename this new drug because we created a new one. So the Stumpt, let's see, the Stumpt Tummy Tickler, 4.7. All right, we're still working on it. Still working on it. It's not perfect. Okay, now let's get this stuff coming through. This should create us a nice little acid reflux pill, but it does give people fatigue, which is too bad. Okay, let's name it. What are you? You're gonna be the Stumpt Vomit Crusher. That's good. That works for me. Okay, so up here, this thing gives us a total net profit of only 54, right? Not quite worth it. But what we get at the other end is a plus 133. So now overall, you see our profit is doing much better. And if we go and look at our overall company statistics, we can see that we've got some okay drugs in here. Ooh, this diabetes treatment, not great. That is not very great. Too much dry mouth. But these other ones, they're in C, so that's not bad. And you can also see we have a competitor who's producing an antihistamine, but we're not really competing with them on that, so that is totally fine. Let's get back to production land. Oh, and our research is done. We now have the agglomerator. Perfect. Now the question becomes, what do we upgrade next? So basic auxiliary, that's going to cost us 2 scientists. We're going to have to hire another scientist to do that. Is that something we want to do? I don't know. Maybe. Sure, let's go ahead. Let's do that. What's with our money situation here? I saw some weird fluctuation going on there. That's not great. I think it's when these pills go through versus when these pills go through. So now the question is, maybe instead of having this pill at all, maybe we want to just make 2 of these acid reflux producers, which might be a smart move. So let's pause it real quick. Let's move this pill maker over here. I mean, obviously we already have all the ingredients that we need. All we have to do is this, and let's just get rid of all of these, and that should get us making more of this stuff. Yeah, because again, the pill printers take so long that you can produce more of it. So now, once we get enough of those going through, we should see a better increase there. Yeah, okay. Profit's coming up, profit's coming up. 80, 70, 80, 70, 80, 70. All right, that's not bad. Because we are paying for more research now. Let's check out ingredients. We got 2 upgrade points. Let's reduce the cost of this stuff for sure. And we're also using this stuff, so let's do that. Cool. Back to our production lab. Looking good. We are researching basic auxiliary. So I think I'm going to, once again, give you guys a little break from the mundanity, and we will see y'all once this research is complete. All right, see you in a bit. All right, and research complete. Perfect. Okay, so now we have access to these basic auxiliary things. I am going to get the analyzer going just because I'd like to show you guys what that's all about before we end this episode, because obviously this game is one that will take a long time to get through. So we'll let that run for a little bit. While we were doing that stuff, our competitor released a whole bunch of new drugs. So as you can see here, they released a new one that was now competing with our acid reflux drug, so that's bad, but that's okay. Our stomach ulcer stuff is doing okay, but, you know, it's not great, and that's fine. So let's go. While we're doing that, I would like to, so we're going to wait for that analyzer to get done. It's got 50% there already. I'd like to hire a new explorer, and we're going to start researching a new ingredient because we can. It's going to cost us a lot of money. I might have to take out a loan. I'm okay with that if it comes down to it. But we'll wait for our research to get done just so I can show you what that is all about, because that's another key component to all of this. As you can see, we can now build, or in a second, we'll be able to build this analyzer, right? We now should be able to. Yep, just completed up there. I'll leave our scientists doing what they're doing. But I just want to show you what the analyzer does, because this kind of brings you up to the next level. There are all kinds of other things that we can make. Let me pause it real quick. There's all kinds of other things that you can make. So these things, as you can see, halves concentration, doubles concentration, all these kinds of things. They're all about, you know, being able to control how much of something there is. There are also these auxiliary things. So the analyzer helps us to analyze drugs so we know them even better, know what their optimum range is. They have a certain area within their concentration. That's the spot that you want it to be closest to. Then we have the multi-mixer, which adds the cures and side effects of one ingredient to another. So basically you can combine things together in order to get new results and whatnot. And you get the shaker, which the shaker moves the order around of the side effects and the cures, so you can actually, you know, pick and choose specific things. So eventually you could create like an ultra drug, which has like 4 benefits and no costs. But, you know, obviously you're going to have to do a whole lot of mixing and matching in order to get that to happen. But we now have this analyzer. So the way that this works is we're going to put it right next to one of these guys. We pick ourselves an ingredient. So we're going to pick we're currently working on this acid reflux guy. So we're going to bring that in so that we can see what kind of optimum range that has. But then we could also hook it up, say, to somewhere around here and analyze one of these guys. Because, you know, let's say we want to understand better how we could improve this drug that we've been using so often, right? But let's go ahead and let that run through. And it's going to take us some time, probably. But as we let this run, which we will do for a wee bit, it will eventually give us some information. We'll wait on that. We'll get a pop-up when it happens. Both of our scientists are down. We have an upgrade point. So let's go ahead and upgrade our pill printer. Gives us just a little bit more money per pill. We have another upgrade. So let's also use that to reduce the cost of ionizers, because we do have a lot of those. Let's go check our ingredients. How are those guys coming along with their research? All right, they're about 32%. No problem. Let's see if this will get done in any kind of good place. There we go. What do we know? Aha! So, fatigue. That spot right there, that is the worst spot that you can be in as far as fatigue is concerned. Going either side of that, the further away you get, the less severe it is. So obviously you don't want to be in that spot at all, or on either of these ends. So it gives you a good incentive to be like, let's stop here so that there's none, or let's do something else. Aha! But if we go and look at the next bit of research that we got, we see that, in fact, the optimum range for this is within that range, so it's important to see that. So that's good to know. Now let's take that analyzer, let's move it away, and let's just go ahead and delete this because we don't need that anymore. And let's go ahead and say we're going to siphon off. I know it's going to cut into our profits. Again, I'm not worried about actual victory at the moment. I'm more just concerned with showing you guys a couple more features of this game. So let's go ahead and get this belt here, just because I am curious. Come on. Like that. Like that. Okay. Let's do that. And because I would like to learn a little bit about this stuff if I can. Yep, we got our pills going through there. No problem. And I would like to see what other ingredients actually that we can get as well. Come on, guys. Come on. Help me out here. But yeah, so now when we look at our ingredients, you can see we have that information now permanently. We'll always know this about our ingredients. And again, you can also do it for these kinds of things. So we already know about the causes fatigue range. So what we're trying to figure out is where's the optimum range for the alleviating of ulcers. Because like now that we know where the optimum range is for the causes fatigue, we may be incentivized to say like, oh, let's reduce the concentration even further, like with one more ionizer, just so we can get it further away from that like super strong fatigue issue. So hopefully we can get this to come along soon. And essentially what you're doing here is you're saying like, okay, I'm going to waste some of my resources in order to get better information about those resources, which I really like. We also see that we're getting somewhat close to our goal. Not at all. We've earned about 1/10 of it in about a year, which is not good. All right, what else are we going to do while we wait here? Let's look at the cures that are currently available. We could upgrade, if we got that autoclave, we could upgrade our alleviate stomach ulcers further into an appetite suppressant. And so what we would need to do is bring it down to a concentration of about 6 to 8, run it through an autoclave, and we'd have ourselves an appetite suppressant, which is currently in high demand because we had an event that said that, oh, there's a diet fad going on. Oh, we learned something. Ingredient discovered. Gelatinous hyaclartis steam. Okay, so that gives us gout prevention. It increases blood pressure, narrows pupil. So we would just want to bring that down 1 and probably sell that as is, right? Okay. Let's go back to production. Obviously, if we wanted to make that, we would need to buy a new area because we don't have a whole bunch of open spots here. So we would probably want to buy both of those. But we're not going to worry about that too much right now. Let's just go ahead and get a loan. Just so we have some money to play around with for a little bit here. Our research is done. What did we find? Alleviate stomach ulcers is right in the middle. That's where the optimum range is. Good to know. Let's get you out of here. We can put you back over here so we can analyze new ingredients. Let's get ourselves that pill printer again. Belt you back up so at least you're producing double of our thing. Come on. Okay. Sometimes you got to redo them, which is frustrating. Okay, so that's going. We got all this space over here. Let's just make one last drug as the end of our product. So we have this new ingredient that is the gelatinous hyaclartis steam. Let's go ahead and upgrade this. And let's upgrade this and that. So this prevents gout. We want to bring it down 1 and then put it into some pills. Perfect. So let's get this hyaclartis import. We'll bring it out. We will put it into a dissolver because we only want to reduce it 1 so we don't get the negative side effect. Let's do it this way, actually. Okay. And then, oh, that's bad. Try again, Bob. There we go. Like that. And we will create some pill printers. Do. Hook these suckers up. Like that. And there we go. We're going to be creating our new gout destroyer, is what we'll call it. Oh, the gout punisher. All right. Well, you knew which way I was going. Gout destroyer. Stumpt gout destroyer. Name that. Let's go for it. Let's see how that product does. 132 profit. Not bad to add to our whole mess of things. Now, obviously, this isn't an optimal setup. I've just completely screwed over 2 of these input-output spots. So you normally wouldn't do something like that. But still, we got a whole bunch of stuff. Well, guys, I think that's where we're going to end it for today on this look at Big Pharma. Definitely go check this game out. Its information will be down in the description if you decide you want to go and check it out. Remember, if you pre-order now, you can get into the beta. Pretty awesome. But yeah, with that, thank you all for watching. If you liked what you saw, be sure to give this video a like, a favorite, and subscribe to the channel. My name has been Price, and I will see y'all next time.